What's good, everybody? You already know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's your host, the one and only one, Fleetboy Jetson. And this is Voice of the Heroes, UNCaped. And today I got the gang with me, Galactus and Blue Jack. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Yo, feeling good, excited, ready to be back in the grind, man. Had a lot to do this week. Family came first, but now we back in the lab, man, and it's time to get with the boys.
Galactus, man, how was your weekend? We had Valentine's Day and all that. What you do with the old lady?
Now we good, man. We 20-some years in, bro. But, yeah,
It's a
I have my
setup.
niece. Yeah, I have my niece here though. You know what I'm saying? So we're working on a prop for MegaCon. So I'm looking forward. It's con season, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? All you nerds out there, all you anything that you do regarding nerdom, let's go. It's our season. Let's go.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm excited for MegaCon. I'm excited for you. I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit. But we got a great show for y'all, man. We got Spider-Man Noir trailer happening. We got more Spider-Man news with villains leaked on some merchandise. We'll be talking about that. We also are hearing rumors. Well, not really. Sony said it themselves. They're in active early development in a Spider-Punk and Spider-Gwen movie, which is insane to me. That just lets you know how much of an impact Miles Morales has been with them Spider-Verse movies. We also have a Cyclops, maybe solo series. One of the first X-Men joints we get out of Disney Plus. We'll also be recapping and reviewing Dorc issue 1, DCKO issue 4, Cyclops issue 1, and so much more. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and lock in because we're about to go crazy. All right. So I do want to start off with Brett Bean. Brett Bean just released Dorc issue 1 and it caught like wildfire. I'm not even gonna lie, I was lucky. Big shout out to my LCS and my guy over there, man. He actually forced me to pick up the issue. That's crazy. He literally like, hey man, I think you should get this. Trust
That
me.
knowledge.
And I end up picking it up, and thank God I did because on eBay right now they are going anywhere from $80 to $100. I even seen some of the Ryan Stegmeyer joints. That's the
Stegman.
name.
Ryan Stegman.
Stegman, bro, going for like $245.
You ain't see the one. You ain't see the one he drew. He actually did a draw cover.
Oh yeah, it's on bid right now for 1,500.
15.
1,500 for the sketch.
Lucked out in his book. He locked in for sure.
Yeah, he's locked in, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, it is a great story. Follows the main character, which his name is Dorc. He's a light elf and a dark orc, and you know it's one of those prophecies where he's doomed to doom the world in a sense. You know, he's a very good guy, but his shield not so much. Likes to get himself into some trouble, some chaos. So, gentlemen, y'all read the issue, man. How did y'all feel about Dorc issue 1, and why do you think it's such a huge buzz behind this comic?
So first of all, I have to be honest here. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing in the comic industry. The only thing I can say is that I did speak to my LCS. Having a relationship with them is huge because y'all can find out the ins and outs on why certain books are doing well, why they probably aren't doing well, what can help them do better as far as the store goes. So there's a lot of that goes into it, man. But absolutely have those conversations. They're willing to do that. You can learn a lot of knowledge by just talking to its owners. So now go into this. Some things that I learned. Well, let me tell you about how I feel and then what I learned. I'll do it that way. So how I feel about the book is this: it's a fun book, right? It reminds me of I Hate Fairyland. It's in that vein of humor. It's in that vein of gore and math and all the other things that go along with that type of fun comic book, right? So it goes along with that. The thing that doesn't another thing that I love is that I think you mentioned it in one of our conversations where you said it's like a Hellboy type of vibe. And I was like, it's true. It's absolutely true in that aspect. So he took a couple of different elements and he kind of meshed it all into a nice little fantasy world, which is pretty cool. But the one thing that I don't understand is why. Why is this book doing numbers faster than Absolute Batman and all these other things. It doesn't make sense. Absolute Batman was a complete transformation of the books and characters that we love, right? It's a complete flip. This book came out of nowhere. Like completely came out of nowhere. And it's doing well. Now, I'll go into why it's doing well. It's doing well because of low print run. It was a low print run book. Another thing that happened is the buzz that came from it after that, because the ash can came out. He literally said he couldn't even get rid of the ash cans at a convention.
Yep.
I think the buzz came from when he marketed that. Like, he was legit marketing it, and then the other artists that were doing the covers marketed it for them. So you have to understand, like, in order for a book to be really well, there needs to be some type of marketing. And the marketing is the people that actually created it. Like, those are the best people to do it. You can't rely on the publishers to do the work for you, especially now in this time of like the industry, the comic industry. The artists need to be behind it. The more the artists push it, the better the book will do. Another thing that came about from this is the I think it's more so speculation. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, they see something that's rare, and then they automatically jump on it, and then it starts a chain of reaction. So a lot of people are gonna want the book because everybody else wants the book. What do we call that now? FOMO. Fear of missing out. Fear of missing out on something. To be honest, you're not missing out on a lot with this book. It's a good book because I'm not going to discredit anything that those creators did. The creators put in a lot of work. So, but the thing is that it's not a game changer as far as a book is concerned. As far as I'm concerned, the title's not a game changer. It's a fun read.
And to pivot off that just quickly, I'm not gonna go too deep. Because I read it like a day or two early, and I told y'all, I think I texted y'all, I said it's a fun book, just like Galactus said. It's fun. It's just a fun issue. But where it comes in, like Galactus said, with why is the price is so much, right? You got to take into account a few things. Image doesn't make preview books anymore. So nobody knows about this book until it's about to come out, right? So he has his fan base from I Hate Fairyland, which is what people attach to this book, the writer of I Hate Fairyland. His fandom for that is already crazy. Like, they buy sketchbooks, hundreds of dollars for him to sign. So you got those people that knew about the book because they follow him heavy, right? And then you got word of mouth and you got social media. And like he said, he marketed it himself the week or two before. So by that time, you can't pre-order the book anymore. You know what I mean? Whatever's coming to the LCS is coming. My LCS, I think, had 5 extras out of what was ordered for people, right? And I think they had 3 A covers. I didn't know about the book. I hit my boy On My Nerves, and I was like, yo, do I need to get this book? I know how y'all be with the indies. Do I need to get it? It's Image. He's like, bro, absolutely grab it. So I grabbed it, I read it, and I was okay, it's cool. Nowhere did I think it was going to be $100 in 2 days on eBay. But everything Galactic said is perfectly why. But nobody knew about the book. And like we talked to Dan Waters, right, with Image, they got to pay for them books that get shipped out. So if people don't pre-order them, they can only pay for so many to get made because it's out of their pocket, right? So no way he's going to make a crazy amount of books because he didn't even know people wanted it. And that's why he's as surprised as we are.
I think you're saying a lot, like a lot of truth there. I think they're going to capitalize because that's what they do, especially on something that's doing well, right? It could be perfectly adapted or an adaptation of a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? He could take the comic book and make it to a cartoon. It's already ready. I don't think he had any hopes or dreams of that though. I don't think that was something that was on his radar. Mainly because number one, he didn't even know, like Blue said, he didn't even know this book was going to explode the way it did. I think overall, when we're looking at the landscape of media in a sense, right? Number one, this was a Kickstart project. So, and I found that out recently. Like, this was a Kickstart project. I assume that if something is already gonna be with the big three, because I'm gonna call them the big three now. You know what I'm saying? So if Image is gonna automatically just kind of print it and publish it, they already have, like, they already know what they're gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It was a Kickstarter project, and I guess they picked it up. So I think overall, those people, the best thing that we start need to do is, and this is just being perfectly honest, is that I think we need to start tapping into the Kickstarter realm and finding those books that people are actually like making, because most of the time they're indie writers or indie creators. So they're putting their stuff on Kickstarter just to kind of get it funded to make the book. So, and they're really good books. The only difference is that they're not big with a big publisher, right? That's the only difference, is that most times, but they can still shop it after they get enough funding to make the book. They can still shop it to publishers. So their goal is to actually do that with Kickstarter. I think we need to start paying more attention to Kickstarter projects. To be honest with you, it's kind of tough, and it can be expensive. But you know what I'm saying, you're really kind of investing in the goal, the dream of the artist.
And hey, for further news, Ghost Division X will be on Kickstarter this May. Check it out, man.
Hey.
We have great artists attached to it.
I'm
We got
jumping
my
in.
boy that's doing right now as we speak the 60th annual for Black Panther. We got him on cover A. So
That's
make
gas.
sure y'all check that out, man. Ghost Division X Kickstarter will pop off in May. And speaking, I agree with you because Dorc wasn't the first one they got from Kickstarter. Final Boss was on Kickstarter as well before they end up picking it up. Like
Yep.
the first 4 issues of Final Boss, was on Kickstarter and all
You
that.
know about that because you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I want to say
I
this.
actually got a couple of them joints.
I would
So-
say this. Galactic said it perfectly, man. And a lot of people, especially new people, you don't want to be too hard on them, but you hear them yap and it kind of annoys you. Y'all got to pay attention, man. Learn the game. We tell y'all all the time, all of our videos, go talk to the people that work at your LCS. They're not just there to sell you stuff. It's like a barbershop if you make it that, right?
100%.
Go have conversations. Like, I love my people at both of my LCSs. I rock with them heavy. Like, they know me legit. They know my kids, all kinds of stuff. They see me every week, multiple days, right? So, like the Galactic said, pay attention, man. These books are not obscure things. They're there. They've been there. You just got to look outside of Marvel and DC, which is what we tell y'all all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Yes, we love their books, right? But bro, there's so many more facets of books that y'all miss out just because y'all don't look, and then y'all get FOMO because y'all see our videos and you're like, oh snap, I gotta run to the it's gone by then.
It's gone.
when we post our videos, the LCS is opening or already opened.
Yep.
It's gone. The people that know, the people that are actual collectors,
Mhm.
they've already been there when the door opens, right?
Yep.
Oh man, hold
And
on.
it used to be, if you really know about comics, man, LCS, it used to be before COVID, it could be 15 people waiting for the door to open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since COVID, it slowed down.
Yeah, you made a great point, and it wasn't just COVID too. What I learned from my LCS is that COVID did damage the comic industry. Period. It damaged it. It inflated prices of key books and everything else. A lot of resellers really kind of capitalize on the comic book community. They're vultures, right? They try to find a new way to generate income. So, but what he also kind of put me on to was that you made a good point about getting books outside of the big 2, right? He said, and he was very explicit. He said, what makes people come through the door are good books. What people think about good books is the big 2.
Yeah.
So people automatically, if there's nothing generating, if there's nothing coming out of the big 2 that's going to be impactful, then that's not going to drive people to the stores.
Yeah.
He was like, so what's going to make us profitable and make us successful is good books.
Mhm.
My response to that was I was like, but there is good books. They're just books that people don't know about. He was like, exactly. Because what happens is we have to order a certain amount of books, but you know what I'm saying, for the big 2, we already know what's going to do well. You put Batman on a cover or Superman or Spider-Man, he was like, they're going to generate income because people are going to just naturally gravitate toward that title. He was like, but where we get stuck is that not enough people are ordering the books from Image, AWA, you know what I'm saying, Ignition Press, all these other ones, Keen Spot, all these other publishers that have some really banging books, but they can't take a chance at ordering the same amount as those other ones because then they'll sit on the what's the name? You know what I'm saying? The stands. Like, they need to make sure that they get the money back that they invested in the books. So they have to be really careful, which is what Blue says every single week. FOC is important. Order your books early. Order your books early. And you know what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna say it for the group right now. We're gonna make it easier for you to get on getting those books that you want. We're gonna make it easier for you. So watch out for a session that we're gonna have. We're gonna have a specific topic on what you could do to guarantee your book. Okay, so this way there's no more FOMO. We're gonna try to eliminate the FOMO thing. Order what you love and make sure you do it early. So let's go ahead. The next thing.
Hey, I love that. Well, like they said, man, make sure you get yours because now y'all done missed out and y'all searching and you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get y'all's and hey, he'll be at MegaCon also.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you already know I'm getting my book signed by Brett Pink. Come
Hey,
on,
this
man.
is getting shipped right to you. I
Man,
ain't
you
even gonna
already
lie.
know what
I'm
else, man.
sending this right to you,
You know what's
gang.
funny? That book is about to probably skyrocket just from that con.
Yep.
Even more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even
because
more.
all the signings and stuff that's gonna happen,
All
they're
the
gonna go
signings,
crazy.
and I think he has an exclusive, so I gotta make sure I check on that.
I
But
want to say this just to end it off. I don't want it. This is not nothing crazy. I understand a lot of y'all hear us talk about certain books and we have certain critiques about it. Us saying that Dork is fun doesn't mean it's not a good book.
correct.
We enjoyed the book, but it's not some mind-boggling book where it's like it needs to be $100. That's why we're explaining to you guys why it costs what it costs now.
Right.
If that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it
We're
one
not
more
trashing the
time.
book.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have never picked the book up if it wasn't for my guy at my LCS. He
A lot
literally
of
knows
people
I
wouldn't
come
have.
there all the time. I pre-order books all the time. So when I come in, I go to him at the desk. I don't even go to the back and see what's on the shelf. All my books are already pre-ordered. So when I come in, it's like an in and out situation. We talk for a little minute. He gathers my books. He's like, "Hey, I put this one on your joint, bro." I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "Trust me,
Yep.
buy it. It's worth the $2.99."
But you know why? Look what's on the front cover.
Image.
Yeah, image.
No, I'm saying, look at the character. The character looks like a cartoon character. So most grown people, they're not going to pick that book up because they think it's for kids. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that we need to go ahead and, me personally, I'm big on that type of stuff. I mean, I go ahead and I just drop money, just like, you know what? I know this look crazy, but I'm gonna give it a chance to see what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm willing to give a chance to the book.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm not gonna lie. If I would have read
believe...
it though, if I would have read this would have sold me. Half dwarf, half orc, all dork. I ain't gonna lie. If I would have read that though, that probably would have sold me. That's a catchy little joint. I like that.
Book was good,
They
man.
got a little routine with that. All right. Before we get on to the next subject, we're still gonna be talking about comic books. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe because we do have a comic book we're giving away. And actually, I was gonna give away something else. It's gonna be pre-owned though. It was this right here. I'm just gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna make a video on it later. It's a signed copy of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, signed by Tom King. I only bought it because there's a lot of talk of Tom King, Wonder Woman run. So I said, let me pick up something that he actually wrote, give my opinion on if he could write woman characters, because I never read this compact. So I think it's a good way. And after I read it, it's gonna be on our giveaway list. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, it is signed. So if you're not signed to subscribe to the channel, make sure you do so because this will be on our giveaway list along with the PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, the copy of the Absolute Batman issue 5, signed by Scott Snyder. So make sure you get that membership. It's $2.99. How could you go wrong with that? So, all right, now we do got another comic we do want to talk about that came out. DCKO issue 4. Hey, man, this was a banger. I'm not even going to lie to you. So we're going to review the issue and then we're going to talk about our predictions for issue 5. So if you haven't read issue 4 already, time to get up out of here. Skip. You know what I mean? Kick rocks until your toes bleed. And then come back and let us enjoy the conversation because we're gonna go into spoilers and we're gonna be talking about our predictions for issue 5. But I want to say before I pass it on to you, Blue Jack, I know you got a lot to say about this issue. I'm gonna keep it 100. I really enjoyed this event. I stand with Blue Jack. I'm not even gonna lie; it's one of the best comic book events of the last, I'm personally gonna say, for me, since Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars that came out like 11 years ago. I don't think no comic book event has touched that since then. I can't even, I would say King in Black was up there, but I don't even think King in Black was as good as this. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I
You
think this
missing the
right here was
Krakoa. You missing the Krakoa era in X-Men, fam.
the
Like, but
Krakoa
I
era
feel
was
you.
cool. You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
you.
But
I
it
feel
wasn't
you.
DCKO, man. This was different, man. This has been, bro. We got to see Superman Prime go against Monarch. Like what? We got to
I'm not
see
saying. I look.
Red
I'm not
Hood
saying
get his
that.
lick
I'm
back.
not saying that Krakoa is better than the DCKO. I'm saying he's missing the fact that that is one pivotal,
Nah,
like
it's a
event that
huge
Hands
point
happened
in
down.
the
You're
comic.
not
Yeah.
wrong.
throughout the X-Men. Like you're saying, like
You're not
you
wrong. Yeah.
missing that.
You're not
That
wrong.
changed. That changed the landscape of a lot of
Yeah,
the
especially
stories that
what
we're
they
seeing
made
now.
Professor X do with you know what I'm saying,
There's a
and
lot,
like
but
it's crazy. Don't get me
but
wrong,
yes,
it is crazy. Krakoa
but this
arc is
event.
this is a banger though. This had me on the edge of my seat. I know that we're
I
gonna
tip
talk
my
about
hat. I tip
Batman.
my hat to you for that. That was I tip my hat to you for that.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have we had Batman come in here and break his one rule. Bang. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of stuff go down in this issue and in this event that has been absolutely insane. Even the tie-ins have been crazy. Like each tie-in has been banger after banger. So it's really, and I get tired with the tie-ins, but that's another story because it's like, man, we're going with the events, like Blood Hunt for one. I was really upset with Blood Hunt because the tie-ins was like you paying all that money for nonsense that you know what I'm saying. But we'll get into that. I don't want to rant too much, but only problem I had with this issue, they let this bald bitch win. Like what? So now the final, like I said, spoilers will be Darkseid versus Lex Luthor. This is the one time I'm probably gonna say this, heroes. I'm rooting for Darkseid. I hope he wins. I but go ahead, y'all. I got so much to say. I'm gonna let y'all go to Blue Jack, man. What did you think about DCKO? What was your favorite part about the comic? Let's I want to know that. Also, like your favorite part about reading it, because you did get to read it early. And I know you was holding it in, man. So what was your favorite like jaw-dropping moment in that? And also, how did you feel about the comic book overall?
DCKO issue 4, man. It just warmed my heart. It just made me smile. Every time I turned the page, I had shock value. Um, I know some people wanted some deep, elaborate story from this. They wanted something grand, something that's gonna make your mind explode. Which, okay, some people want that, but then I caveat to why you're not talking about Ultimate Endgame, because that's exactly what it's doing. But we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna stay with DCKO, man. Issue was gas in my opinion. Hype, exciting. What I would have thought I would have wanted from this event. There's so much that I was fearful with the solicits coming out and people being able to guess and it being predictable. I don't think there was much that was predictable about this book, which is why I really rock with it. From the jump, they did so many things that people thought they were going to do. They're like, no, we're not doing that. We just made you think that, which I feel like is perfect marketing, right? So I think my favorite moment, I don't want to glaze Batman, but just Batman seeing absolute Batman was insane to me. The fact Batman just puts his fist up and he just grins. That's devious. Like Batman, you don't do that. G. Absolute Batman sitting there looking like Bane. All that Omega energy. I think that was my favorite, alongside Wonder Woman meeting Absolute Wonder Woman. Those two right there, perfect for me. So I just think
Hey, what
it was
about that line though? He was like, "Man, I seen a lot of Batmans recently, but that's an ugly symbol." And then he
he
smokes them
takes
real
it
quick. He's
off.
like, "Okay, it's growing on me."
He
I
takes
thought
the
that
hammer
was
out and he's like, it's growing on me. Bro, it's just good. Snyder knows how to write Batman. His favorite character is Batman for a reason. So yeah, I mean, it's just so much stuff that went into play. People were afraid Joker was gonna win. Joker turned sides. Joker saw another Batman and was like, I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Darkseid, pick me up on the squad, pick me up on the 5v5. So it's just a good time, man. I knew, like I tell you a lot of times, I know when social media is gonna do what they're gonna do, and they're gonna bring negatives out everywhere. They're gonna power scale all. So I try to just leave that to the side of my head because I enjoyed it. I think this event is crazy. The last 8 years, I don't think anything's touching it. Just the impact, the waves is making, not just with the absolute universe, with the actual different dynamics in the universe, right? And I've heard people say, "Oh, there's no character building." You got Aquaman that just got character building. You got Zatanna that just got. They're both getting new books, right? That they're about to be the strongest in their right because of this event, right? So you got character development all around. You just got to choose to see what they're showing you, right? That's what I feel like.
I
So
feel like, hold on, before you continue, I do feel like Batman got some character development too in this with, with night fight or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was crazy growth for him as a character. And also, before you continue, you brought up Aquaman and you brought up the fact that they kind of, was misdirecting us. I 100% thought Aquaman was gonna win because they were showing his new run where he's gonna be in space, and so I'm thinking in my head, oh, he wins the tourney. You know what I'm saying?
Aquaman. Yep. But they did that for so many, right? They gave so many of these people these solicits, and everybody's like, Emperor Aquaman, he has to be winning now, right? It created so much buzz, and none of this stuff came to pass, but they're still getting these books from these events, and people want to read them because they want to know what happened. Like, they want to know where it came from. So I just think it's like, it just made waves, man. And I'm so happy DC's in the place it's in right now. I'm enjoying reading my DC books, which is always great. When you buy these books, you invest in these books, you want to enjoy what you read. You don't want to just buy it just to support because you're a diehard. So
that's another topic for a day. Galactus, how did you feel about it?
I'm absolutely loved it. Just so y'all know, this, you have different. There's no need for that, Blue. There's no need for that.
Okay.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that.
Love is a strong word. Love.
There's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, first of all, it's undeniable. If you are a superhero fan, if you are a fan of superheroes, right? There's no way that you cannot like this event that's going on. I mean, we have our pick of different genres and everything that we could choose from every single week. But the one thing that stays consistent is the fact that we're going to get everything that we need for battles and the heroic aspects, and you have the villainy, you have all these things, right? And DCKO kind of gives it to you in spades. So I mean, honestly, I feel like this issue was so dope to me because mainly the reason why is because Superman was lit. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna talk about that. But at the same time, yo, he's too trusting, and it's crazy because Batman told him in the beginning, beforehand, like when he went into the joint, he told him, he said, look, you need to win this. Like, you have to think differently. You can't, even with the chessboard and stuff like that. Like, he was trying to put him on game, like what you need to do differently to actually be a better hero. But he didn't listen, man. And they kind of even reflected back to the chess game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Within that, there was always points in there where he kind of reflected back to those moments when Bruce was telling him, like, look, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing is a chessboard that we're playing right now. And you need to utilize these specific skills to get it done. He didn't. So this is why we're in the place where we're at now with Lex, which pisses me off because Lex is probably my least favorite villain. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why they did it, because he probably least favorite to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, get him the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lex, come on, man. Like, you're doing too much. But it's kind of poetic that, you know what I'm saying, the villain of the greatest hero in DC, you know what I'm saying, takes him down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what it is. He's the greatest superhero in DC. But it's kind of poetic.
1 second, Fleet. I think I've talked to y'all about this for one point. Me and my LCS owner, we have this conversation a lot. People read comics. It's almost like an argument. You listen to reply, you don't listen to understand, right? People read these books and they're so heavy thinking about social media, what they're going to say as soon as they read it. and they miss so much stuff that's in the book, right? They miss the fact that why is Joker lasting this long? Well, they told you in issue 1, right? If you be as close to Darkseid, you'll get the most Omega energy. Who is as close to Darkseid? Who came back from the dead? Joker. It makes sense, right? Like he said with Superman, Batman told him, we need you to lock in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your one moment. You don't got to worry about, I can't hurt nobody, right?
Right.
This your one moment. And Superman, okay, maybe I'm gonna do it issue 1, right? He didn't do what he was supposed to do. He's still trying to protect everybody. Still in this issue, he's still protecting his friends. Batman literally pulled up and was like, yo, you good? I need you to go ahead right now, right? And everybody thought, oh, it was gonna be Batman and Superman at the end, and Batman was gonna let him off him. So no, bro, Superman need to just take it. And that's why I rock with the decision that Superman has to go away, because he has to come to the realization, sometimes I gotta do what has to be done.
Yeah.
I am that hero.
Yeah.
I am him in this place that people look to and rely on.
But I think that's a great point. But I think what happens is Superman doesn't want to be as great as he should be. I think that's his problem. His problem is he's grounded. You know what I'm saying? And he's always been that grounded character, to where he doesn't ever want to be seen as superior because of what he has innately inside of him, right? He has such great power. He never really fully uses it until he gets super angry, and then he has super regret. You know what I'm saying? So I think he never wants to be that character that says, I'm superior to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can touch me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have that in him. So Bruce kind of tried to coach him into it, like, bro, like, there's this one instance where we need you to be superior to, like, we know your heart. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna stray us wrong. This world can change, but you're gonna make it better. But Superman, being Superman, says, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can for everyone, not for myself, for everyone. And that was his downfall. Overall, DCKO is one of those events that's going to live beyond itself. Like, this is going to be really a blueprint for comic books going forward when we're talking about events. Creating events that's going to stand the test of time. I know there was a moment where I keep hearing, so because I didn't read New 52 yet. I got 0 here. I only read James Tynion's part in the back of New 52 Batman 0. I know a lot of people kind of compared the two, saying, you know, New 52 bombed. Like, it was terrible compared to blah blah blah. It was a new event that happened. I think this event is going to create so many other opportunities, because what we're seeing now is, number one, we're seeing, I personally, I don't even know nothing about continuity when it comes to DC, right? And now I'm getting an opportunity to see the absolute world that I'm absolutely invested in, right, collide with the continuity when it comes to DC. The absolute world is something that we have never seen before. There's never seen before, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? So this, and I think my other downside, or the negative to this event, is that I felt as though, and I know it's not supposed to be, but I feel like the Absolute Universe didn't get enough look into this issue. I feel like they did what they did, right? And then they didn't do enough. But I understand why. Is because that's not the focal point. The focal point is the continuity side, to show exactly where it's going to start branching out, and then show how the other world relates. But it's just, for me, I just didn't get enough. I didn't get enough absolute for me. But I loved everything. Just so y'all know, this event was banging.
Yeah, it was one of those. It's a great time to be a comic book fan. It's a great time to be a superhero fan. You know, you're getting from all over the medias, you're getting stuff. And I think this is going to be adapted into what I hope an animated film, because, you know, their animated films, my God, are bangers. And I hope James Gunn don't stray away from them. You know, I haven't heard any new ones coming or been announced yet, but I hope he keeps those going, because they got their own little continuity over there, man, going on with the animated films.
Too soon, bro.
I hope they keep that going, man, because the voice acting top tier, the storytelling, especially like the Batman joints, even though they are like oversaturating Batman in that universe, because most of the animated films come out are Batman titles, hands down. I would like to see that expand also, but that's a subject for another day. Now, predictions, gentlemen. Next month is the end of DCKO. We're getting a whole bunch of number ones, like y'all said. The continuity is gonna change. Superman's missing. Aquaman's gonna become an emperor somehow, some way. Superman Prime
Mhm.
or Superboy Prime or it's Superman
Superboy
Prime,
Prime.
right?
Superboy Prime.
Yeah, Superboy Prime. He's gonna be the new Superman. You got a whole bunch of stuff taking off, right? What do you think is gonna be, or who's gonna win DCKO? Is it gonna be Lex or Darkseid? And give me your predictions. Like, what do you think is gonna happen in DCKO 5? Because now there's no more speculating on who's gonna win this round. This round, we get the final matchup, and whoever wins, Lex or Darkseid, what do you think is gonna happen with the DC universe once they do win?
I already know. I mean, I can't say I already know, but I feel like Lex is gonna end up winning this tournament. Main reason why is because we, as a community of comic book lovers, the one thing that we know is that the bad guy never really truly wins, right? In this case, the bad guy is gonna win, either way. But I feel like with Lex taking the mantle, I think he's gonna be what Doom was to the Marvel universe. He's gonna be what DC is. I'm saying the DC version of Doom. I feel like, I mean, because when you look at it, they both have great intent. They want the best for the world. The downside to Lex is just he wants to be the most powerful being or person on Earth. You know what I'm saying? On the universe, really, but you know what I'm saying. More importantly, Earth. And I feel like this is a great way to kind of bridge that to get him to what he always wanted finally in this space. So I feel like of course it's going to be an event in itself because I'm pretty sure everything that's gearing up to happen where these newer upcoming superheroes, they're going to have to do some some groundwork. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to do some work there to make themselves actually part of this new superhero whatever gang. I don't know, but overall, I think that just in a nutshell, I think Lex is gonna win.
To piggyback off of that, right? I do think Lex is gonna win too, even though I'm rooting for Darkseid because I think um his first request is gonna be, "Hey, Superman, you get the fuck out of here. You go somewhere for a little while." And that's why Superman is missing. You know what I'm saying? I think Lex is gonna give him the boot and send him down some type of crazy path. But I think that's why Superman is missing and why we can't find him. I think Lex gives him the boot. What do you think, Blue Jack? What do you think is gonna happen and who you think is gonna win?
You know what's funny? I really haven't thought about this because I kind of just want to be shocked for whatever happens. I'll say that to start off. I really don't know who's gonna win. I think it'll be Lex, and I don't want to be one of them guys, but we've all seen the solicits of like the villains joining the Justice League. So I think it's gonna have a play, but I don't think it's gonna necessarily be a 1v1, if that makes sense. I think somebody is gonna come back and help Lex. Lex got some plan, or it's gonna be like a not much of a brawn fight, but an intellectual thing with Darkseid and kind of making an agreement, maybe. So I think it would be just simple for them to just do a fight to end it off with Lex. So I'm not sure, but I think I agree with you. I think Lex will theoretically come out on top.
Yeah, he's gonna have
Some
more
fashion.
than that armor on. He's gonna have exclusive plot armor. Like, because there's no way he's going toe to toe with Darkseid.
Yeah.
No,
It's
absolutely not.
it's no way. It's got to be some type of plot armor if he does win. I'm rooting for Darkseid. I hope Darkseid just
Hold on though. Hold
tries
on.
to
Let me
bring
ask you
it.
this. Let me ask
Yeah.
you, and I just thought about this, right? Issue 4, Darkseid, Omega beams, everybody. It comes out and they tell us Lex was hiding. How do you hide from that?
Mhm.
So Darkseid might have intentionally not hit him. Because he even hit Superman. Superman just tanked it.
Yeah, he did.
So why did he not hit Lex? You can't
Lex was right
hide.
next to him. He was right near him.
Hide. Let me hide from Omega Beam. It's impossible. Darkseid had to intentionally not aim for him, not want to hit him. So that's why I say it might be some kind of like, you know what I mean? Because don't forget, whoever wins this gets to rewrite, right? So, and we know Darkseid, he want to stay on his world, but he want to also have the other universe to himself. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be deeper than just Lex wins. They you know what I mean? It got to be something else.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot.
They wouldn't let
Lex
win for that. If they want to do that, it would have been Superman, which is predictable.
Correct.
If they wanted to fight, it would have been Superman or Wonder Woman, like something like that.
There's gonna be a lot of twists and turns. I think, not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun with this issue. I hate to see it go from the beginning to the blind bags to, you know what I'm saying, to the tie-ins to, you know, the round ones. I know a lot of people. I think let's talk about some of the negatives of DCKO real quick before we move on. I think the most negatives I seen was one, the tie-ins, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm paying for this book," and sometimes it was a lot. Like DCKO, you would have to buy like on one day at least minimum of like 5-6 books. I remember one time I went and I had to not only buy like 3-4 that day, but I had missed out on a couple, so I had to buy like 2 more to catch up. So I ended up leaving 6 books, like 5 of them tie-ins. And round ones, I think that's when the Joker thing came out and all that, right? That's one. 2, I think the newest issue rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, even though, you know, for me, I thought it was pretty dope to finally see Batman get his lick back and off the Joker. But a lot of people like, oh, this shit don't count. Like, they're just gonna, you already seen Batman came back from death in DCKO. Joker's just gonna come back. And I seen a couple of videos like that. Multiple people kind of pissed off that they even. It's like, bro, y'all complain this man don't off nothing, and then when he does, it's like, oh, it doesn't mean. It's like, I don't know. But what do y'all think was the biggest, you know, downside of DCKO, if any?
I'm gonna say this real quick because a lot of people like to throw this tie-in crap out. The only tie-ins that was absolutely necessary for you to buy was the round 1 issues, so you know who won those battles and how they won, and Night Fight. Every other tie-in was nothing. People that was talking about Titans, if you weren't reading Titans before DCKO, you're not buying that to read during DC, because all it is the aftermath of Earth. If you don't care about that, you're not going to buy that. So that's a lot. No one's buying Titans. I'm buying Titans because I've been reading it since it started, right? The other tie-ins, but people aren't buying these books and they're crying about them as if they buy them. I know y'all don't buy them. Like, if I ask y'all questions, y'all can't answer these questions before these tie-ins came out. Y'all not buying these books, right? So I like how they separated it, right? They made it very much so if you don't care about what's going on Earth, you don't got to read these other books, because that's what these books are mainly about. The heroes that stayed on Earth to protect humans, to protect life from the Omega thing taking over the Earth, right? Then you got Boss Battle. People want Boss Battle. That's a hype book, right? If you want to be hype, you want to see these characters go at each other, buy the book. But that was the only book that dropped that week for DCKO. So one week book. The only ones that were very much important was the knockout round. So I don't know, I feel like people crying because when them books was dropping, everybody wanted to see how they won. They only started crying when they didn't like the outcome of them books. I think
the biggest outrage was Wonder Woman, the way Wonder Woman beat Lobo. I think a lot of people had
that was a big one. Yeah, that was a big one. But
you know,
that's just how I don't feel like it was much. Like, even I told y'all can attest this. I told y'all, hey, that all kids fight, you don't gotta buy it. You just need to see one page. That I told y'all that, right?
mm-hmm.
You don't need to buy it if you don't want it, because it's not gonna be, the story's not grand or anything.
Oh, and another fight, Swamp Thing and Cyborg.
I understood that one. I understood that was a big beginning. I don't think Cyborg should have won that, but I understand.
Yeah, I think those were the 2 fights people had the most issues with. But at the end of the day, man, like, this is what I got. And I say this about the MCU, right? You're not gonna get 10 out of 10 on 10 movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not every book is not gonna be the best thing out. Like you're gonna have some fillers. You're gonna have a book that probably, is a little off with the writing. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be 10 out of 10 every joint. You just have to enjoy it for what it's worth, right? If you don't like it, cool. You it just wasn't for you. But I feel like it's kind of unfair to put that type of, pressure on not only the writers but the companies and things like that. Because who's making, think about it, man? What company from Image to wherever is giving you 10 straight issues of nothing but bangers, like 10 out of 10s? You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be at least one issue you're gonna be like, okay, I was good without this one, or this one was kind of like a filler. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like, I don't know, man.
I mean,
Don't say Krakoa. Do not.
no, I'm gonna
Oh.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you a book that's been heat, like that don't miss. Rook Exodus don't miss, bro. Like,
You already know how I feel about that. Yes,
yeah,
that's
Rook
number
don't miss. Like,
number one.
it's not. That's not one issue that I said that this is not necessary. But going back
Think
to
about that though, Galactus. Rook Exodus out of how many titles?
yeah,
Since
oh
it's
yeah,
been
yeah.
out?
I'm just saying. I mean, there's other ones that I absolutely enjoy too. I can name some other ones, but
Transformers,
so yeah, Transformers hit. But I think overall, like, I'm distracted by a squirrel with no tail. He ain't got no tail. All right, so looks weird. It looks weird, bro.
That's an untalk.
Yo, it's crazy. Squirrel moment. So, yo, about the DC thing, right?
Following that nut, boy. Chasing that nut. Go ahead, Galactus.
So that's a hot take. But so yeah, the DC thing. So let me listen, y'all. I know we're enthusiasts as readers, right? We're enthusiasts as readers. However, you have to understand from a company organization perspective, they're going to do whatever they can to capitalize. So the tie-ins were a cash grab, in every sense of the word. They do it. This is not nothing new.
Nope.
If you've been reading comic books for as long as I have been reading comic books, tie-ins have always been a thing. Always. This is not new, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you can either choose to read it or don't, but they always make sure that there's a core story that you can follow to make it easier for you to read and not have to pay exorbitant amount of money to get everything. I mean, I fell into the trap with Blood Hunt because I like vampires. I bought every tie-in, I bought everything. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even read it yet, which is crazy.
That shows you.
So
shows you.
Yeah, it does. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not necessary. So for y'all to sit there and getting your little feelings, about the tie-ins, to me, it's a moot point, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not saying nothing. You're not saying nothing. You can get mad at it, but for what? For what? It's unnecessary because honestly, to be real with you, I bought those KO issues, those #1 round ones. But listen, I ain't read them. I read the core story, bro. Like, seriously, the core story gave me everything that I needed. I'm not gonna sit there and get upset about everything. A book that the core story is gonna give me everything I need anyway to show what happened in the next round. So y'all can be mad about the battles, but the battles is what's setting it up for the end. You know what I'm saying? So you can do whatever you want with that. But to be honest with you, y'all little feelings are getting hurt for no reason.
Nothing.
I'm calling you out, like, for real. If you want to talk to me about it, you can always DM me, bro. It's cool. Let's go ahead and talk about it. But I'm letting you know that's little feelings.
Yeah.
Y'all turn it into big feelings. Y'all make it into big feelings, bro. It ain't important. So I'm gonna move on with that because honestly, I hate seeing people talk about these battles and these things like it makes sense to me. But one thing that we always have to remember is those staple characters are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're gonna be remade, reincarnated, rewritten, do all these type of things. Yo, this is nothing new.
Brother, when people were mad that Batman came back, I'm like, why would they miss the opportunity to have the absolute Trinity meet the real Trinity? Why would that not? That's like the most obvious thing out this whole event. Absolute Batman is the biggest book. Why would he not meet regular Batman? Oh, Batman came back. We knew he was coming back when he died in issue 1. Like, what,
man? What do you think this is? This is how comic books work. This is how it works, bro.
The main issue was make sure he doesn't win from coming back,
Right.
not the fact that he was coming back. That's the only thing I was like, I don't want him to win because it's too predictable.
How many times has Batman died? How many times has Superman died? How many? Come on, bro. Yeah, this is something y'all should be used to by now. Stop the crying, bro. Let's go ahead and move on to another subject. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's go. Well, switching things on the Marvel side, man. Marvel movies. Matter of fact, Sony Marvel, they announced that they're in early development with a Spider-Punk and a Spider-Gwen movie. Now, these are going to be spin-offs from the main title, Miles Morales, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and that whole thing going on over there. We just had a guest appearance. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let me get my guy out of here. But
annual appearance from his cat every episode, y'all.
Every episode, man. Gojo is gonna come through, man. He's gonna make an appearance somehow, some way.
It's inevitable.
But so my whole thing with this is right. I love the fact that one Spider-Punk in the recent movie that we got was a standout for me. I'm not even gonna lie. I love his performance. I love the way he was on Miles' side and the way he was like, you know what, I quit. And he got up out of there, man. I think the Spider-Verse movies are hands down probably gonna be the best trilogy of superhero movies that we ever get. Music wise, the art, the voice acting, the talent behind it. This team is just remarkable. And mind you, this is the same team that not only gave you K-pop Demon Hunters, but also just gave you the Steph Curry movie that recently came out, GOAT, that's doing numbers right now. So this team has been putting out amazing product, right? So now the next one comes out next year. The spin-offs will probably follow that. We'll probably get one of them way before 2030. Crazy I even said that number. 2030 is right around the corner, y'all. We getting old for real. We unks for real, man. Just to say 2030. 20, bro. Let me continue. We already passed Back to the Future era. Back to the Future was what, 2025, right? When he went into the future or something like that. Yeah. That's crazy. But my whole thing is, I'm more hyped. I'm just asking this question because we don't have to linger on it too long. What do y'all think will be better, Spider-Punk or Spider-Gwen? Me personally, I think Spider-Gwen is gonna do more numbers, but I think Spider-Punk might be a better movie. I don't know. What do y'all think though?
I think personally. Oh, go ahead. You're Marvel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think just to kind of keep it short and sweet because I do have a topic I want to go. I think Spider-Gwen is gonna do numbers. Main reason why is because she's more known to the Spider verse or whatever it is. More people know about that character. The great thing is that it gives opportunity for people to learn who Spider-Punk is. But I think as far as Spider-Gwen, I think she's gonna hit harder. But I'm looking forward to seeing both of them. I haven't seen the third one, the new one with Spider-Verse. I have to see that, but I definitely saw the first one. I loved it, but I have to catch up. But yeah, I'm loving it.
You ain't seen Across yet?
Across, bro. Please
on Netflix.
Watch it, Galactic.
Yeah. Netflix, yeah. I'm gonna tap in.
Tap in, man. I need to know your thoughts on that as soon as you watch it. Yeah. Message me, man. Blue Jack, what do you think? Which one's gonna do better, Spider-Gwen or Spider-Punk?
I definitely think Spider-Gwen. You can do more stuff with Spider-Gwen. I feel like Spider-Punk has to center around a certain kind of topic, which for a movie, I don't know how long you can drag that out. You know what I mean? I think it would be a good movie, but of course, I think Spider-Gwen would be more pivotal, especially since it's in the same universe. She's a more pivotal character in that universe with Miles. So if it's going to be tied into the main Spider-Verse, across Spider-Verse, all that, I think it'll definitely be a bigger movie. They'll put more love into it for reasons.
All right. So now staying on the Spider-Man movie side of things, brand new day, just had merchandise leaked. 3 of the supposedly villains, which is crazy because Hulk, they saying is Savage Hulk, Boomerang, and also Scorpion are going to be some of the villains in the movie. Now, I was kind of shocked when I heard about the Hulk being a villain, but I'm glad that we are getting a Savage Hulk in the MCU and moving away from the Professor Hulk type of thing, right? And I hope it does set up something of a World War Hulk type film.
World Breaker.
Yeah, world breaker in the MCU, because Universal just ain't playing fair with Marvel. They don't want to give them the rights to a Hulk solo film. So I hope they adapt some elements of that comic book in the stretch of some of the movies that we're gonna get. But gentlemen, what do you think? Me personally, I don't know too much about Boomerang. I'm a little off on that villain, so I can't really comment too much on him. But Scorpion being, I think Scorpion may be, I could be wrong, maybe the main villain of this movie, him or the Hulk. My thing is, what do y'all think about these villains, and how do y'all feel about them being leaked on merchandise?
Um,
Blue, how you feel?
but you want okay? I'll go. Number one, um, that's a random. That's really random. As far as the characters are concerned,
Mm.
it's there's no cohesion there. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but given the state of Marvel and how chaotic they are, sometimes with villains and characters showing up is weird. But because it doesn't make sense in any way. I do feel
Oh,
like
Galactus, I'm about to make your head spin
so
real quick. You know what's
so what
more confusing?
was that?
Imagine not only those villains, but guess who his like side characters are? The Punisher and Jean Grey.
Yeah. So I I think it's for a purpose. Obviously, you can tell what they're doing here. They're absolutely trying to put in all the elements of Marvel's worlds, mutants, and everything else into they're trying to introduce it. They're doing a very bad job as far as I'm concerned. To be real with you, but I mean, because when you think about it, like the one thing you need to have is the it needs to be readership, right? The people need to understand exactly what's going on, and people that don't have any idea about comic books at all coming into this space, they're gonna be like, wow, there's just a lot of going on. I feel like there needs to be some type of direction, and this is not it. But also they're trying to right the wrong or do whatever. But ultimately the Hulk thing is a good thing because what they did to this Hulk that we have, I don't know what happened. After Avengers, I think it was Endgame. Not
Infinity War.
Endgame, it might have been Endgame for me. But it's like I don't know what happened at that point in time with Hulk going into this comedic character. It drives me insane what they did to that character because he had so much, they could have done so much. They had an opportunity for World Breaker with Thor. They made him comical for some reason, and I was like, it was dumb. So bringing this other Hulk into it, maybe what we need. I think for the viewers, for the enthusiasts, that love Hulk, Scorpion on the other hand, um, they they could actually do a lot with Scorpion because they kind of touched on some characters that already existed in the Sinister Six. So I feel like this is a great way to kind of bridge it and bring the Sinister Six into a space where they can make a mega movie with Spider-Man going against Sinister Six. They could actually show how powerful Spider-Man really is going against that the six. So but again, I don't know how I feel as far as the leaked figures and stuff like that, toys. That's gonna help the movie more than anything, right? It's gonna the toy collectors are going to be going bananas. That is going to make them want to watch the movie. Toys have always been the gateway to a good movie producing more because people are going to be interested. Also, above and beyond that, it allows them a little bit more freedom to navigate within the certain medias. So honestly, I think it's a good thing. I don't understand why they don't do this. They used to do it back in the day where they used to release the figures before the movies came out. So I don't understand like why is this such a big deal? This is something that's not new. It's going to only enhance the experience for those people going to see the movie.
Do you think it was a missed opportunity that they didn't drop the trailer at the Super Bowl?
Yes, 100%. Now I know we spoke about this before, kind of slightly when we said that they probably don't need to, but I think Marvel needs to do more now, and they need to start looking at ways to actually get people interested again. But it was a missed opportunity.
Blue Jack, how do you feel
Uh,
about these villains and just overall the cast of characters that they're putting in this movie?
Two things. I think people really forget, like Alaka said, the deal with Disney and Sony with Marvel and Spider-Man. Disney gets more of the money from the figures and the toys. So that's why they put so many of these villains to make more toys, right? So that's the first aspect. Second aspect, my head is starting to hurt when it comes to this movie, mainly because the trailer hasn't dropped yet. But at the same time, it's so much random that I just don't like it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie anymore. Like I feel like it's a lot of here, just shoving stuff to you. Oh, we want street tier. Well, let's just give you some random street tiers just so we can let you know it's street tier. But we're also going to put Hulk in it. Why is Hulk in it? We don't know. Why does that make sense? We don't know. Right? Let's put Punisher in it. Punisher's back in the MCU from Netflix. Here you go. Let's throw X-Men in it. Why? Because we want y'all to think about X-Men. We're not thinking about Spider-Man no more. Hey, you're not thinking about Spider-Man? We might give him organic webbing. Why? Why? We don't need. We were so caught up on the suit for like a year and a half. Ever since the last movie, we're so caught up on the suit. We wanted to see more of the suit. Then they drop set photos, right? So it's like, bro, just give us a trailer so our heads can stop hurting because we're confused. I don't know what I'm about to, like. I told y'all, oh, I think Spider-Man's going to do better. Now I just don't think so. I think this movie is as confusing, if not more confusing, than Doomsday. And I think Marvel's just doing anything just to get stuff out there to appease everyone. And it's starting to, it pisses me off a little bit because I know how much glaze people are going to do. Like I tell all the time, I'm a glaze what I love, but I can also be honest with you and be objective, right? People know I love the Avatar franchise. I like the last movie, Way of Fire and Ash, but I can also understand if it has flaws. It's not a 10 out of 10. I can understand all of that for the regular person. Some people gonna watch this and be, oh, it's Spider-Man, you got Hulk, and bro, that doesn't mean it's good.
Bro, I just had an idea that made my head hurt.
Don't make your head hurt.
I hope they don't do the MCU thing and make him a mutant with the organic webs.
That's awful.
Why Jean Grey. I hope they don't do that, man. Because mind you, we didn't get his origin in the MCU.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't gotten his origin in the MCU.
Sony not gonna let that happen. Sony not gonna let that happen. I don't think Sony will let that happen.
Or what could be going on. I didn't read the comics like the old school, so Galactus might be more familiar with this. But there was a time in the animated series where he had to go to the X-Men for help because he was changing. He was going through, a mutation.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I'm saying? He was turning into a spider. So maybe they might play on that a little bit, but see like
how much reaching. See how much reaching.
I'm about to say, yeah, it wouldn't make sense, bro. Because there's no it wouldn't make sense.
So how you get the organic webbing?
But listen, there was no touch points. There was no touch points between Spider-Man and X-Men whatsoever that we've been given. So it wouldn't make sense. Like Blue just said, you're talking about completely reaching. Now, are they above it? Nope.
No.
Look. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they casted old boy as what's the character's name, man? He's against mutants in the comics. They casted what's the gentleman's name? Chad, help me out real quick. They casted somebody who's like a Friends of Humanity type character, right? And that's why people really think Shorty is Jean Grey now. Okay. Like 100 before, it was like speculation. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know who she was gonna play. But there was a recent casting announcement for Spider-Man. Man, you might know this character. Take the mic real quick. Let me get this character's name. Because you definitely know more about the old school joint.
I'm gonna be quick about this. I want that. We talked about it. I want the X-Men as much as anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they go this route where that's Jean Grey and she gets in a relationship with Peter Parker, I swear it's gonna piss me off. MCU just wants to do anything to connect these things to make more money. It's like they don't make sense, and people are willing. It's crazy to me. People are already, oh, it's Jean. Yeah, he's in college now. He should be dating him. Why? Why are we accepting it just because we're finally getting it? Yeah. Just because you're getting it don't mean you got to accept anything, right? So it's kind of confusing to me. Like, I'm still in denial. I tell you all the time, I don't think that's Jean Grey. I'm in denial heavy. I'm also in denial about this organic webbing. If it's, I know it's a leak.
All right,
I'm in
I got
denial.
it. His name is well, the actor's name is Tarmel Tillman or
Okay.
something like that. He's playing William Metzgiri or whatever. He's supposed to be an anti-mutant leader, possibly acting as an antagonist in Spider-Man. Other powered individuals working for the DODC to track down new rogue metahumans and mutants.
Oh
And
no, that's he sounds awful like Cameron Hodge to me. Cameron Hodge was anti-mutant. And he wanted to, he's the one that did with the mutant agenda came along and he created that island and he tried to take away their powers. So it sounds like a Cameron Hodge situation. Cameron Hodge is lethal, just so y'all know.
somebody Google
But
William Metzger in for Marvel Comics and
Metzger,
see what character is that. William, right? The first name
Yeah,
William
that's what Metzger. Yeah.
Metzger,
Metzger.
yeah,
Yeah, Metzger. See, I don't know that character. I'm not familiar with that character in the comic books.
He's like
But
William.
from what I'm seeing, for one, they definitely race swapped him because this actor is black, and from I think the character is white in the comic books, and he's supposed to be anti-mutant, a part of some anti-mutant team in the comics or something like that.
he's not
So
he's not impressed. He's not an impressive character whatsoever.
No,
he's
he's
So
not.
nobody.
no,
He's a
he's
nobody.
not he's not a standout character. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I mean, but you know how Marvel got to do. You know, I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's confusing to me now. That's what I'm saying. Like these characters that they're introducing in this movie, like it seems like you got one dude trying to chase down Spider-Man and probably possibly even Jean Grey, right? And then they said the leaked trailer, that old boy, what's the old boy name? Eris or something like that.
Mhm.
Variant Comics or whatever. He
Yeah.
said he's seen the trailer. And he
Mhm.
said Gene, well, not Gene, but he said Shorty who's playing that character tells Spider-Man, like, I'll make you forget, I'll make like people forget, I'll make you forget about yourself.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, so if everybody's pointing to Jean Grey, it's just a bunch of mess at this point. I'm trying to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt because I truly love the MCU. I'm one of the biggest fans when it comes to it, but at this point, I gotta agree with people. It's becoming confusing. It's becoming a mess. You already lost me with your last properties. Me personally, I felt like Fantastic Four was better than Captain America, and Thunderbolts was all right. I was really pissed off about Captain America's movie though, because I felt like, bro, you could have threw the Hulk in there for that. Like that was a Hulk movie. But
Yo,
going on to the next subject, right? We got to
real
get
Hold
quick,
on, hold on, hold on.
real quick. Why does it have to be Jean Grey? Why can't it be Emma Frost?
because the red hair.
Oh, she has red hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Oh, I
Shorty
see.
got red
she
hair. She
came
got
out and
bright.
said, "People forget you can just dye your hair." She said that in the interview. That's why I don't get it. And maybe if it's a trailer, whatever, you can't argue with the trailer. But she
Okay,
came out and was like, "Hey, people forget you can just change your
Yeah,
color
because
hair."
like, did you ever seen Shorty,
She's a girl from Stranger Things.
okay,
The
gotcha.
red, the redhead,
the
Yeah.
redhead
the
girl?
soft.
That's why a lot of people think she's Jean Grey. Even when she first got cast, they thought she was Jean Grey
Yeah,
because the reports and things like that. Now with adding this character, this anti-mutant character, they 100% feel like it's Jean Grey and he maybe after her or something like that. So it's just a lot of rumors at this point. Hopefully we get a trailer and we get something, man. Anything. Just give us a teaser at this point. Let us figure out what this movie may even be about. But we speaking of the X-Men, it's reports that the first solo series for the X-Men will be a Cyclops one. Now, this goes to show that they are really pushing this character, not only with Doomsday, not only with X-Men 97, not only with the comic books.
shout out Alex.
Hey, shout out Alex, man.
Congrats,
Um,
brother.
this is very intriguing. And I'm happy because a lot of people don't know, but the Summers are one of the most powerful families in the MCU,
Mhm.
hands down. Like, like they're up there. Like some of his siblings are some of the biggest Omega level mutants in the comics. So, gentlemen, but how do y'all feel about a Cyclops miniseries and then starting with him?
I think I look at Lactus think I think a lot of the X-Men starting off needs to be series and not movies. I think there's so much that they need to tell because they're going to try to fast track it. And I think everybody needs to get a little bit of shine. And I think it'll also do because it's X-Men. People know who X-Men is. You don't got to explain a lot. If anything, you know the characters. So I think it's cool. I don't think there's much issue. You can get a lot of teenagers depending on the era they start with X-Men. So if like say for instance, Scott's in high school before Xavier come, like you can get younger audiences because it'll be a younger person, so they can delve into like the school aspect and him going through life before X-Men and then going to the X-Men. So I think it's cool. I think he's a good character to start with. He's definitely going to be the leader of the team. So he's very important. He's very pivotal, and we haven't gotten a lot in movies of actual Scott like in the right suit, you know what I mean, with the visor, having a lot of say outside of one movie, and that was X. That was X Men. You know what I mean? He died the next movie, so uh, I think it's good. I think it's they need to take time, flesh these characters out. Don't just give us Wolverine. I want Wolverine, my favorite, but he don't take your time finding him. You know what I mean? Give us a Storm. Give us these characters and let us grow with them and don't rush it. This is the time for Marvel to go back to growing, right? You got time now. With this setup with Doomsday and Secret Wars, you have time to just give people stuff that you believe in that you're not just forcing out just to make quotas. So that's my
Galactus, how do you feel, man? Cyclops may be on his way to Disney Plus.
Um, that's a complicated character, and the reason why is because you can't tell Scott's story without his brother Havoc. So I'm saying, and that's mainly because the same way Scott got his powers, the same way Havoc got his. So you can't totally negate that character because that character, number one, both of them, they have a very complex situation between the two of them. They weren't always together, you know what I'm saying? But as children they were.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have to build that story in a way where it makes sense. Um because again, the story of them two, they can't hurt each other. They fight a lot between each other. They fight a lot, like literally all out brawls. I'm talking about straight up using their powers like to their full extent on each other. It can't harm each other. They're not doing anything to each other. You know what I'm saying? They just battling. So you have to go over that relationship with Havoc as well, because that's a key point in who Cyclops is as a leader and as a man. You know what I'm saying? So having a solo series, it has to be done right, bro. Like they have to include that in there. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense.
What age range do you think they're gonna cast for him? You think they're gonna go young?
Oh, I think they're gonna do one of those type of things where they start young and they go older. They're gonna show the progression of him being older. I think if they do a series anyway, they're gonna show him in his young age. They have to. If they start off when he's older, that is dropping the ball 100%. Because there's gonna be a lot of context missing. You know what I'm saying? So they have to do it when he's younger. Otherwise, and how they gonna know how he got his powers? People that don't know anything about comic books are gonna be like, "Oh, what happened? He's a mutant." Okay, so he just came of age and then he got this power. He got this power when he was younger, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's he he was one of those mutants that manifested their powers at a very young age. So there's a lot of mutants that manifest their powers when they're older. You know what I'm saying? Like, or when they're going through puberty or stuff like that. But Scott got his powers when he was young, and I feel like I don't know, man. They have to go into that, bro. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be like I said, it's a complex situation. Of course, they're probably not going to follow as Marvel does. They're probably not going to follow the storyline at all. So I mean, I'm expecting that to happen. But the one thing I don't want to happen is that relationship between him and his brother. Like, I hope that does not. I hope they include that somehow, some way.
I agree.
I believe they will. Now we got another series on the way that we actually got a trailer for, Spider-Man Noir. Not only coming to us in color, but also in black and white, which I think is phenomenal. But there was a report going around. They asked Nicolas Cage, would he like to be in the MCU? And he said, I don't need to be in the MCU. I'm Nick Cage. So I thought that was kind of crazy, but I think eventually they might, we might see him in Secret Wars or something. I'm not sure. Secret Wars is going to be a big movie full of cameos and, things like that. But Spider-Man Noir, they showed us what some of the villains. Now we seen Electro, we seen Molted Man, we seen what could be Sandman or something like that, and we seen a character that looked like have mutant spider type thing. I don't know who that could be, but my question is, overall, it looks good. The webbing, we seen him, web around the city. We hear that we might even get Black Cat in this series. Gentlemen, are y'all there on preview night, and are y'all excited?
No, I'm not gonna be there preview night. I maybe see it, maybe not. And this is just going off of my own bias. I don't believe Nicolas Cage belongs in superhero movies. That's just my personal preference. I'm not saying he's a phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal actor. But there's certain actors that I don't think fit the character. He didn't fit Ghost Rider at all. And for this movie, seeing him in this movie, I guess that's what it is. I'm jaded. They damaged me by putting him as Ghost Rider in there. He probably could fit this character really well, but I'm thinking it from what I've seen, so I'm not a fan of it. I love the fact that you mentioned some of the characters in there. I saw the trailer. I just saw it before we started, just to kind of get an idea. I'm not one of those type of people that's super excited about it at all. I love the characters in there though. We might be seeing a setup for a Sinister Six, right? You know what I'm saying? Given the characters that we're seeing here, which makes 100% sense. I love it. I'm going to give it a try. I'll leave it at that. I'm not saying that this is gonna be a blockbuster that I'm gonna be like going like I'm super excited, like, yes, we're getting Spider-Man Noir. No, no, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do it with unbiased mind, and we'll see. We'll talk about it when I see it.
Yeah, we just had another cameo, man. But okay, Blue Jack, how do you feel
I'll say this.
watching it?
Of course, I'm going to watch it. I was going to bring up a point earlier, but I'm gonna let it die. I watch all this stuff. I just love the comic aspect. Like even the people that say they love MCU, they haven't seen all the I've seen everything. When it drops, I watch it. I will say I was more excited for this before the trailer. Um, it just looks okay to me. The trailer didn't excite me. I didn't look at it like, oh, I will say I looked at the whole trailer and I saw him swing and I was like, that feels like two totally different. Like, I don't feel like he should be swinging. From what they showed in the trailer, it looks like he shouldn't be swinging. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I think it looks okay. I think I might be scrolling on my phone while I'm watching it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'll be like glued. I probably won't make any videos unless something crazy happens. So it just looks okay. Nicolas Cage, I kind of hear what you're saying. Um, I hear some of these big actors say stuff about the MCU, and I think people get on their head about it, but they're not lying. They don't need the MCU. These people are legends in their right in the game of acting. Their name alone is just, I have a catalog from my name, right? One of my favorite movies and movie series is National Treasure from when I was a kid. Like, I love those movies. So Nicolas Cage, no, he doesn't need the MCU. If they put him in, he might do it, but people think the MCU is bigger than a lot of these people. It's not. Like, it's not. So I do agree with Galactus. I hear what he's saying. I do think Nicolas Cage's voice is perfect for Noir, like in the animated stuff, because he is the voice actor. I think his voice is perfect for him. But seeing him, it does kind of Like you look at him and you're like, that's not Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's Nicholas.
You know what I mean?
Cage.
Like
That's not. Yeah,
that's not Peter Parker. That's Nicolas Cage. So yeah, I mean, we'll be there. We'll talk about it in the group chat. That's about it. We're gonna have to make
I'm
Galactus
definitely
watch
gonna
it.
watch it.
We're gonna be like Galactus, watch it. Like I'm telling you, he's not gonna watch it for like 2 weeks. We're gonna like Galactus.
We gotta get him on it, man. I'm gonna make it a topic because I'm a Spider-Man guy. You know what I'm saying? I love Spider-Man.
I promise y'all, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I'm definitely gonna watch it. Now, I will say something to go off of what you said. I don't watch all comic book stuff, to be honest with you. I've never seen Captain Carter. I've never seen Shield. I've never seen Inhumans. I've never seen
Agents of Shield was good.
It was all right.
It dragged on. It dragged on. Yeah.
It was all right.
There's I think that's about it. There's some cartoons I never seen. But even like, but with the MCU, for some reason, even some of the MCU stuff on Disney Plus, I've only watched it because you hear so much, hey, watch this, it's gonna tie into this. So then I watch it and I regretted watching it. Like, yo, this was a waste of my time. Like, this shit don't really connect right into it, or it ain't. I could have like skipped on this. Like,
give you one.
But I do hope.
Yeah,
this is a self-contained universe, and I think I'm gonna check it out. I think I'm gonna check it out in black and white. I think I'm gonna go with the nostalgic feel, and just to. I think it's gonna be a dope little event.
That's the way to watch it. That is the way to watch it.
This is also a Sony thing. It's on Prime. It's not on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and that's another thing that gives me faith because Prime don't miss with their shows, man. The only show I feel like they dropped the ball on,
he dragging it. I'm telling you, he be dragging it. Nah,
is Lord of the Rings. I think they dropped the ball with that series.
Some stuff be, and I watch a lot on Prime.
Right. Some stuff is definitely.
Yeah.
Name one. I want to hear. Name a few.
All right, you want me to go to Amazon? No, listen.
I'm about to say, come on, man. We got time. I mean, we don't have time.
We got time. Name some. Me personally,
we're not trying to make this a long. We're not trying to make this a really long pod, bro. I mean, let's just move on.
Look. The Boys is fire.
Yeah.
Invincible is fire.
You're naming the hottest projects.
Exactly.
I'm saying all comic book stuff they don't miss.
Oh, you talking about comic book related?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Batman,
you just said
Crusader.
You said Prime stuff. You didn't say
You didn't
say
comic
about like comic book aspect.
Okay.
I don't even watch a lot of Prime shows. I'm talking about like comic book wise, even from their cartoons, like Batman Cape Crusader. That was really dope.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I thought you just said Prime shows in general.
Right. Oh no. My fault, y'all. I meant comic book show. If y'all listening, comic book Prime shows are not missing for me, and their video game stuff too. Like Fallout was fire. Fallout's been fire.
I agree.
And
Twisted Metal was comical, but I loved it.
I love Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal was okay, but isn't that on Peacock? I think that was Peacock.
That is Peacock.
It is Peacock. It is. Yeah.
But even that was good, to be honest. I've been liking a lot of that stuff. But to move on to our final, well, not our final topic, because I think Galactus got something, but I do want to get to this real quick, right? We know a bunch of recasting is coming after Secret Wars. It's gonna be like a little mini reboot for a lot of characters in the MCU, because if they reboot it and they're gonna bring back Black Widow somehow, some way, they'll probably recast her because we know Scarlett Johansson is completely done with the MCU. I don't even think she's gonna come back for Secret Wars, honestly. I doubt she even comes back for that. But they're saying Doom for sure is getting recasted after the MCU. So my question to y'all, right? Doom is gonna be a huge factor in the next couple of years in the MCU, right? Now, when you reboot him, do you reboot the Fantastic Four too? Do you think they're gonna reboot the Fantastic Four, or do you and start a whole new thing, or do you think Pedro Pascal and them are gonna come back and they're just gonna have their own little separate version of Doom?
I hope you're seeing what MCU does to people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm so confused.
You see how much this makes your head hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Do it right
Now,
from the beginning. You ain't got to worry about it.
yeah, I think all they're doing right. I, the longevity is in question. I think was what you're saying. The longevity is in question, given these actors' ages and stuff like that.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
so, but what they did is they introduced this multiverse. So I think from their standpoint is they're thinking we could go wherever we want to. You know what I'm saying with this, especially because now we introduced the multiverse, right? We have these different Earths that we've been talking about now, recently. But you know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity for them to really kind of like go anywhere they want with it. Doom being recasted, first of all, like,
Mhm.
like I think
That's
I think that
what I'm
was the
saying.
first way to
The
put
MCU
it, Blue.
topic making
I,
our
th- I think
heads
it,
hurt.
I think it was exactly. It makes your head hurt because you're thinking of all these different ways and all these different things. Because number one, it was a ball drop to me to have RDJ come in and do Doom in the first place. I don't care what anybody says about this whole very limited short story with Iron Man becoming Doom. And it was saying, like, to me, it wasn't a factor. Y'all can't tell me as comic book enthusiasts that made a difference in your life back then when Iron Man became Doom at this short point. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a pivotal moment. First of all, y'all had to reach to even find it. It doesn't make sense. It was dumb. So yes, him being recasted is necessary because the Doom character is so like he creates these different events in so many different ways throughout the Marvel universe. So
Mhm.
him being a focus is very important, especially for both the mutants and non-mutants. He is that guy. You know what I'm saying? So having him as a staple is going to be very important. This whole Doomsday thing was dumb. It's dumb. I'm gonna watch it because of all the characters that I'm used to. Exactly, a cash grab. It's really all it is. But your question regarding Fantastic Four, if that crew was dope. They casted the best crew for Fantastic Four. Longevity wise is the question.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So how much longer can they actually do this? You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. They create these movies in years in advance. So it's like when you start pushing projects out further and further, we have to remember these people getting older and older. So I don't know where to go with this. I just say that I'm happy and I'm proud of what they did with Fantastic Four. I love that movie. That movie to me was everything that I needed. I just wanted to see a little bit more Galactus, but that's just me. But go ahead, Blue.
So
Hey,
Blue, man, do you think they're gonna recast the Fantastic Four with Doom or just strictly Doom?
yeah, they're gonna have to. You got to. There's no way to go around. I'm not gonna drag it out. Galactic said it perfectly. You have no choice. You set yourself up for this. But we know what Marvel does. Look at the comic books. Let's do a 6 and let's drop another number 1, even though it's the same run, because they don't care about this kind of stuff. They don't, bro. When I tell people that Marvel is a public company, they don't get it. G, Marvel gets their money before you even put your money out. G, they only care about having that bread, man. So yeah, I mean, they don't have a choice. Like I said, Doom, Doom, who he is, Victor Von Doom, him as a person is so important and so pivotal. I don't think RDJ can even get close to that. And I think a lot of people get mad. Oh, why are you mad about RDJ? Is not who he needs to be Doom. I don't care how many books he reads. Reading them books don't matter, but only so much, right? You can be a fantastic actor. That is not where you're from. You can't relate to that, right? So yes, they did it for a reason. They wanted to make money. Is it going to make money? Yes, we all know that. It's going to serve its purpose for them. For us, we might be let down. We might be happy. It is what it is. So yeah, they got to. They have to. They have to.
Hey,
Joseph Quinn, I think they might keep him. He's young
I'm not
enough.
gonna lie. I think they're gonna keep the Fantastic Four. I don't think they're gonna move on from that cast. I think they might up Valeria, and I think that no, not Valeria. What's their daughter's name? and Franklin. What's the daughter's name? Starts with a V.
Is it Valeria?
The
Unimportant. No,
Yeah, well, those two, Sue and Richard's daughter and Franklin. That's why I don't understand like why they introduced Franklin before their daughter. Because if I'm not mistaken, their daughter was their firstborn, and then came Franklin. So
because they need powerful beings.
yeah, so they went straight to Franklin. So I
That's
don't
why they
know.
need Wonder Man. They need powerful people.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna introduce that, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Franklin come of age by the time everything reboots because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be one of the reasons why things get rebooted. I do appreciate y'all gentlemen for being here. We also are gonna come up with a few segments in the future. Artist spotlight, make sure y'all check out for that next
Sorry.
week. We're gonna put that together next week. Galactus is gonna showcase an artist and we're gonna show some love to them. Also,
Absolutely.
man, make sure y'all check out all the number ones that came out, man. You got
Lots of them.
Cyclops #1 by Alex Patton. So make sure you check that out along with
Yep.
Deadpool #1,
Yep.
Dork #1. If you can somehow get your hands on it, man, go support Brett Bean. It's a movement going on. Also, was that the only?
Absolutely, Wonder Woman was phenomenal.
The annual.
It was wonderful, bro.
I didn't even get to read it yet.
Oh, absolutely read it. It's a good book. It's a good book, bro. Like it takes everything that I love about Diana, this new Diana, and it like elevates it. So
Yep.
I'm super happy about it. We had Wade Wilson Deadpool. We had The Thing on the Doorstep. It's an indie
Thing
book.
on the doorstep.
Indie book, y'all. So definitely, if you like some different books, it's not hero related. It's definitely a good read.
Yeah.
Bleeding Hearts was another #1 that I thought was
right,
a really,
Vertigo.
really unique look. DC Vertigo, yep. And then Just Brutal, which is
I gotta
Ignition
go
Press.
pick mine up. I actually got one
Yeah.
signed.
Ignition Press. That's a good book. It's a good book because it's a fun all out ride. Like in it's breaking the third world, the
third wall. The
third
sun
wall.
is
It breaks
breaking
the
the
third
third
wall
Yeah.
plenty in that. So it's pretty dope. I like the way he did that. And just so y'all know, I don't know if y'all have been reading, but Thundercats. Thundercats had a Valentine's Day special, which was really good. It actually puts Panther.
Oh, it was sold out. When I tried to get it,
Yeah.
I don't even buy Thundercats. But I literally seen it. And I don't even know if it maybe a blind bag or some type of
It was a blind bag too. They did one that was blind bag, but I got
they did do something like that, right? And I'm like, oh, let me grab it.
It was
Sold
good,
out.
Galactus.
Go to Dynamite. Go to dynamite.com. You'll find it on Dynamite. Dynamite is a publisher, but
I have it, but
no, I'm saying for the if you're looking for Fleet or anybody else,
Sure.
you can get them on Dynamite. But it's a good book, and it's giving Panther everything that we need. As far as like making him more of a focus as far as the group goes. It also it just kind of shows you on his journey where he's at. So I loved it. It was a really good book. It had nothing to do with Valentine's Day whatsoever. Just so you know, there was one very small love aspect in there, but yeah.
Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that because I wasn't.
Please read it. But that other Thundercats that went, oh my gosh, bro, we'll talk about that in the next pod. But Thundercats is really bringing us into a whole new space. I'm super excited to talk about that. So let's definitely make that a segment.
Say that.
Hey, literally, man. Everybody, please hit that subscribe button. Follow us for more content, more interviews. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the channel. Next week, I'm gonna try my hardest to get these interviews out. We got Bumblebee. We got interview with Jeremy Levy. I'm gonna have that out by Tuesday. So make sure you check that out. We got my God, there's an interview that the Silver in Space Ranger. We just did an interview with him, Justin Nemo. That interview is out now. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Power Rangers podcast too. Phenomenal stuff, man. Actually, I just finally got my books. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading today, and I'm gonna give my review on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And I'll probably look on TikTok for that. Also, I will be not only putting the visuals of the podcast on YouTube, but the whole thing on TikTok as well in long format. And also you'll get it on Spotify. Me and Blue Jack gonna figure that thing out so you can hear us in your car, your house while you cleaning. So make sure you subscribe. Just check out Voice of the Heroes Uncaped. And man, we love y'all. Love yourself. Pass that love on and love others. Blue Jack, let people know where to find you at.
Hey man, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Jack, your boy. Come follow, check me out, man.
Galactus, let them know where to follow you at.
And TikTok and IG, Galactus Photog with the G on it. Let's go.
Make sure y'all check him out, man, because he'll also be doing a lot of running interviews next month. So make sure you follow him, man.
Yeah, so just so y'all know what we're gonna be doing next weekend is OAX, which is Original Art Expo. I plan to try to speak to some artists while I'm there, but I will be uploading that content anyway. So we'll be on you know what I'm saying, we'll be on the Voice of the Heroes. So watch out for those little small segments of me kind of interacting with the artists, getting my stuff signed. Plan on getting some sketches too. So yeah, it's a fun time, y'all. So lock in.
I can't wait for it. Heroes, villains, man, y'all already know what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Voice of the Heroes Uncaped, man. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your day.